Good morning. Good morning. Oh, it is a beautiful sunrise. I think I'm going to have to turn it around so you can see what this looks like. It's absolutely spectacular here. I'm at Sag Main Beach in Southampton. Look at this beautiful sunrise. Whoa! Pretty amazing, right? That is absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's come back to my little spot here. I hope you're doing well this morning. Welcome to our summer sunrise yoga from the Hamptons with Sally Stryker, yours truly. So delighted to be with you here today. Yes, as I said before, I'm at Sag Main Beach. This is one of the most popular beaches in the Hamptons, and for good reason. It's gorgeous. There are all these beautiful dunes around here. Feels so nice to be out and about. Let's sit up really straight. Start to think about breathing through the nostrils. Maybe take your jaw and give it a little wiggle there to make sure. Letting go of any, yeah, do a little wiggle, jiggle. And start to come into feeling where your sit bones are, that contact with the earth. And see if you can lean forward, lean back, sideways, and find that center point. Then start to push the occipital bone, that's the little bone in the back of your head. Push that up towards the sky. So you make a big long line with your spine, very nice and straight. Your chin may come down a lot. We tend to carry our heads like this. It's just what we do as humans. But see if you can override that urge and lengthen the back of the neck. And you're going to find, it's a lot easier to breathe. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils. Also, we're making sure the vagus nerve is unobstructed when we hold our heads properly. That nerve is not pinched because we're pinching our head forward in fear. This is a fear posture. You want to be in a posture of ease and vulnerability and strength and centeredness. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils. Bring the hands into the Namaskar Mudra, prayer position. And I invite you to join me in inviting some silence into our lives. Rubbing the hands together vigorously, heating up the palms. Bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, lengthening through the back of the neck. Push that occipital bone up. Bring your chin down, sit on the sit bones. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, keeping the mouth closed. Exhale through the nostrils and open the eyes behind the palms. Circle the eyes to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. See if you can put a slight smile on your lips. Lift the face. Start your day with a nice smile. Could I maybe keep this smile for the next 30 minutes? Ah, what a nice challenge, right? See if you can keep a smile for 30 minutes. And open the eyes again behind the palms, circling this time to the left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils and lower the hands down. Congratulations. The hard work is over. You made it here. Let's start stretching our arms towards the sky, just reaching up, feeling the sides of the body, maybe curving over a little more to either side. Just really feel that whole side body get a nice stretch. Let's open the arms up and look towards the sky, opening up the chest. Make sure I'm not hitting this mic. Don't want to be muffled. And what we're going to do is we're going to take your left arm, you're going to put it on your left thigh. You're going to take your right hand, put it behind you, and then just arching up with the sternum, looking up towards the sky. Woohoo! Pushing that elbow down into the thigh. Feeling a nice opening in the chest. Oh, yes. Doesn't that feel good? Let's go on the other side. This time we're going to put the right arm on the right thigh, and we're going to take the left hand, put it behind, and then arch up and look up towards the sky. Boy, that feels really, really good. Let's bring our legs into the easy V. Do a little rocking back and forth. Take your hands and just really enjoy that hip bone, that whole femur, the whole leg just is getting oiled up from you doing this. You're getting those tendons nice and oiled. Now, if you have a block, you can bring your block towards the center and just rest on top of it. If you're needing to go a little further, you can with your block. You could have no block. You could just use your hands if you want to. But I'm going to use the block and I'm going to stretch it way out here. Give myself a nice lower sacral stretch. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils. Ah, yes. And coming back up. Sometimes we hold the pose a little bit longer because we want to get the body used to the idea. At first, the body's like, I don't want to do this. And then you're like, it's okay, it's okay. And after a few breaths, your body's like, well, maybe it's okay. So you got to win the trust of your body because it's trying to protect you. All right, let's go over the right leg, same thing. And you can just kind of drape yourself. What I'm interested in here is having the upper body really relaxed and the lower body very stabilized, very rooted in the earth, like a big weeping willow is just kind of draping over towards the grass, which is my leg. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Grass growing on my legs. And salute them up. You know what? That's the thing they've never solved in science. If they could just implant chlorophyll in our skin, we could make our own food, right? They still don't know how plants do that. It's a really big mystery. It's so cool to think about that. Chlorophyll. Sunlight becomes food. Unbelievable. So cool. All right, let's go over the left leg. And you're just going to drape your head down. Now, you can do this too. You can push that opposite hip back a bit, and that's going to give you an even deeper sacral stretch. You don't need to have the blocks. You could just be draping over your leg. Oh boy, that felt good. I felt a nice release in there. I hope you did too. Okay, let's come into our butterfly position, our babushka. I just love that word. It's so cute. All right, let's bring our legs out straight in front, and we're going to flex the feet back vigorously, crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch the toes, flex the toes. Now see if you can keep the toes flexed back as you push the ball of your foot forward, kind of like a big Barbie foot. That's what it looks like to me anyway. The Barbie foot was always like this. It's funny, so she looked good in the heels, I guess. All right, and then see if you can crunch your toes, flex your toes, crunch your toes, flex your toes, crunch your toes, flex your toes, and come all the way back to the flexed foot. Now crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch, flex, crunch, flex, crunch, flex, and circle 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Let's come on to our all fours into our tabletop position, shall we? Put all these things over here. All right. I'm going to come into the tabletop position. And what I'd like to do is we're going to go and do a sun salutation in a minute. And I want to make sure that your elbows are in the right position. And you know what's weird about yoga is you actually put the eye, they call it the eye of the elbow, facing forward. Go like this. Just go like this for a second. I want you to see. Look how much movement there is in that lower arm. And what it is these two bones are crossing over each other. Here they're parallel, and then this one, they're crossing over each other. And then once that crosses over, then you bend your elbows straight back. So when you do your chaturanga or any sort of plank, make sure you scrape your elbows on the side of your body. You don't want the elbows to be out here because that way, that your delt and your bicep are helping the triceps. If you come this way, triceps has to do all the work. Now, it took me a long time to get the strength in my arms. I had no strength in my arms. So this is what I did. You're going to come into a tabletop, and then you're going to just bring your hands maybe one or two hand lengths in front of you, and then you're going to let your hips come down. Okay, so don't want your hips up, don't have your popo up in the air. Make sure your popo is in line, your shoulders, your hips, and your knees are all one straight line. And then you're going to practice that, bending that elbow straight back. Even if you know all this stuff, you know that this is good to do to strengthen that arm. And that's all I did was I just kept doing this until eventually I was able to go all the way down and all the way up. It took a long time. So if you're working on your arms, this is a good way to begin. Okay, just do this a few more times. And what we're doing is we're grooving this habit into our body. So when we stand up and we do the sun salutation, the body already be used to that idea. Let's bring the hands back to the all fours. We're going to do a cat cow. Let's go ahead and do our cat. Exhaling deeply. Inhaling deeply to the cow. I think this looks more like a horse. Like an old horse with a belly and a but exhaling into the cat. Let your head really dangle. See if you can say yes, no. And then inhaling, looking up. And curl the toes under and lift the knees up just a couple inches up off the mat. And then you're going to push back into a deeply knee bent down dog, keeping those knees deeply bent. Really feeling the length in your back. Think about pushing your hips back away from your hands. But don't let your shoulders come up. Try to keep the shoulders rooted, but the hands and the hips are in opposition. Then slowly lengthen the back of the legs as best you can. And stay in your down dog for just a moment. Take a couple of breaths here. Let the body get used to the idea. Breathing deeply through the nostrils, mouth closed. Always keep the mouth closed. And slowly walk towards the hands. Hanging over the legs. Ah, yes, really enjoying this. Say yes, no with your head. This isn't getting all muffled. All right. And slowly come all the way up. Let's do some sun salutations, shall we? We got the sun right there. God, so beautiful. Wow. How's that for a location? Pretty beautiful, isn't it? We're so lucky to have these gorgeous beaches here. All right, let's come to the top of the mat. And you're going to make sure your feet are parallel to the sides of your mat. Also, what people tend to do is they tend to have their ankles in a little bit. You want your ankles to be directly behind that middle toe. Okay, so it may feel like this to you if you've been doing this a bit, but check that out. You want to make sure that your heels are directly behind that third toe. All right, let's take a moment to come into our standing position. Just feel your left foot where it meets the earth. You feel your right foot, all the toes, the ball of the big toe, the heel, the outside edge of the foot. Let's go back to the left foot and do the same thing. Feel those toes, outside of the foot, ball of the toe, the heel. Yes, feeling all those parts. I'm digging into the sand where I am and just enjoying that sandy feeling. Okay, let's go ahead and inhale all the way up. If you want to arch back, that's fine. Exhale, falling forward over the legs. Let everything go. Say yes, no with your head. That'll release the rest of your back. A couple of breaths right here. God, that feels so good, isn't it? Ooh, you know what? I'm looking. My heel was creeping in. I have to take some of my own medicine. Okay, hands on the shins, arching up, looking up, inhaling. Feeling that length through the back. You might be up here. That's okay. You don't have to be all the way down. Some people are like this. That's what you do in the arch. All right, put the hands on the mat. We're going to step back into a plank. Make sure your popo's not up in the air. Make sure your popo's in line with your shoulders and your ankles. Just all in one line. And then here's that part. Remember what we just did? Make sure the eye of your elbow is pointing forward, and then you're going to fold your elbows back. Oh, see how slowly you can do it. Ooh! And then you're going to point your feet and then press into the hands. But actually, before you go up into the cobra, I would ask you to activate your tummy. Start to grab your tummy. Grab your tummy. Now start to arch up. And what you're doing is you're helping your back. You're helping your back. If you just let your stomach go like this, oh, the back takes so much abuse. But if I can activate the tummy, I can really help my lower back. All right, let's curl the toes under and push back into down dog. We're going to take 2 breaths here. Walking forward towards the hands, hang over the legs. Inhale as you slowly come all the way up, arch back if you want to. Oh, yeah. Into Namaskar Mudra. It's kind of nice to slow things down like that, isn't it? Because you get to really feel each pose. That's definitely one of my Indian masters does. He goes very slowly through a lot of these asanas. Okay, so let's do a sped up version now, just to get our blood moving for the day. We're going to do it twice, and I'm not going to say anything so that you can just feel your own breath. And then we're going to go into the tree pose in silence to sort of maintain that serenity. So you can watch me, and I invite you to follow your breath. You know, they say follow the breath, and literally let your breath, the inhalation happen first, then the arms going to come up. The exhalation happens, the arms going to come down. Just see if you can follow your breath, whatever your breath is. And if you get lost, you can just look at me and then join wherever I am. Okay? All right, here we go. Follow the breath. Follow the breath. And we're going to do the other side. Just step forward, bend your left knee this time, and then you're going to bring your hands into prayer position and twist the body, holding the tummy up, making sure your body's nice and long. Don't have your head crunching. Lengthen the back of the neck. And come back up. Oh, I love those twisting poses. They're so good. Let's come down to the ground to do some pranayama. It's gotten very moody here this morning. Very moody. Oh. All right, let's come into a seated position. See if you can go straight into the strange leg in front position. I'm a right legger. I tend to put my right leg in front. So I'm teaching myself to put the left leg in front too, so that way I balance things out. All right, coming into the seated position. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils, lengthen the back of that neck. That's going to really help open your vagus nerve and help you breathe so much more easily because the pipe is nice and long. Doesn't that feel great? Okay. So let's do a little bit of pranayama. What we're going to do is just simply inhale through both of our nostrils and exhale through both of the nostrils. Inhaling and exhaling. I don't know if you notice something there, but when you're inhaling and exhaling, there is a little bit of a pause where the body sort of resets and then it triggers the cycle of breathing again. So what I invite you to enjoy is really noticing your breath doing that. So you're going to inhale, then there's going to be like this suspension until, just like these waves, there's kind of a rhythm to what's happening. So let's do that again. We're going to inhale. And if you lengthen the breath just a wee tad, to your liking, and it's your practice. So whatever to your liking, don't panic to try to get it right or whatever. It's not what it's about. But try to lengthen the breath a little bit, and that way it's a little bit easier to observe, I think, when you lengthen the breath. It makes you consciously join with this unconscious process, and I think maybe that's how it leads to the serenity or something, or joining with the vagus nerve. I don't know how it works, but let's do it. We're going to inhale deeply through the nostrils. Feel that suspension, and then the exhalation. There's a suspension down there too, until the next inhalation, suspension. And I invite you to find your rhythm. And resume normal breathing. There's something called kumbhaka, which is the holding of the breath. It's more of an advanced technique with breathing practices. This is sort of a variation on an idea because you're not actually holding your breath. You're just suspending, waiting for the next impulse. So there's no holding. Don't think of holding your breath. It's simply that you finish that cycle. You've inhaled. And I think that's where great phrasing in music comes from. People who have just a sense of the rhythms of the breath, like Claudio Abbado, my favorite conductor of all time. I love him. All right, so let's do that one more time. We're going to inhale. This time we're going to go through opposite. You know what? We're out of time. I'm sorry. So we'll just leave with that, and we'll bring our hands into Namaskara Mudra. Slight smile on the face. Long back of the neck, sitting up tall on your sit bones, pulling the stomach in and up, deeply breathing through the nostrils. I invite you to congratulate yourself because you have just created an undeniable demonstration of your love for your health and your body. And when you take care of yourself, you have plenty left over to help other people. Rubbing the hands together vigorously, let's bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, lengthening the back of the neck. Exhaling deeply through the nostrils. One last big inhalation, really fill up for the day. Think about having nice posture with the back of your neck very long for the whole day. And gently lower the hands. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining with me. I'm honored that you would share 30 minutes of your eternal now with me. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Sally Stryker. It's our Summer Sunrise series from the Hamptons. That's a lot of S's. Summer Sunrise series. Yeah, just for the summer. We're just doing it until Labor Day, and that's the 4th of September. So we've got, I think this is our 11th meeting. So we've got 6 weeks. We've got 6 weeks, and how are you going to feel after 6 weeks of every morning taking 30 minutes just for yourself to exercise and to breathe and to set your body and mindset up for the day? Isn't it wonderful? I'm so glad you're here, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Namaste.